the Lynx from ThruNite. ThruNite is a company that for a lot of people that are into flashlights probably goes pretty under the radar. A lot of people are probably not familiar with them, as I was not before I got several of their lights. I think I have 4 now. And I have been extremely impressed with the quality of them. Not just the fact that they're similar to a lot of my other lights in quality, but in a lot of cases they are better than my other lights. This light, the Lynx, is no exception to that, and it has actually replaced my bedside light, and this now resides on my my nightstand. This is, I would say, one of the nicest lights that I own. I don't say that lightly. But the Lynx from ThruNite, this is out as of late 2013, and this is just an absolutely, it's a fantastic light. So let's get into some of it. Retail price on this, $129. That's what it seems to be going for on Amazon, and I think you get a pretty good amount for your money. This is the case that comes in, plastic case. Open it up, have a look inside. Comes with several things. Comes with an instruction book. Where is it? Here's the instruction book. Forgot to put that in there. Instruction manual. I would recommend, if you get this light, reading the instruction manual. I'll go over a few of the things here, but I thought that I had a broken light until I realized the manual, and as it even says on the right here, read the manual before using, because otherwise you might think the light doesn't work because of some of the lockout features it has. So, instruction manual, warranty card, lanyard, some O-rings, diffuser that I'll get to in a little bit. I'll get to this in a little bit. Belt case, and the light itself. I'll come back to some of this other stuff. The flashlight, it is, as you can see, it's not a small flashlight. On the scale with a single 18650 battery, weighs in at 9 ounces for me. It's a hefty little flashlight, but as with all of the ThruNites that I have, the quality on it is just apparent from picking it up and feeling it. They just seem like they're very well made. Can't quite tangibly say, you know, what about that makes it feel that way, but they feel like they're well made when you handle them. Features on this, brightness, it goes from 0.4 lumens up to 1000 lumens, and then it has 2 strobe modes, slow strobe and a fast mode. It says it will throw that 1000 lumens 310 meters. It can run off either 118-650 or 2 CR123s. Let's have a look at the construction starting at the back here with the tail cap. Now the way this light works is you rotate the tail cap here. There's 4 positions, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's how you control the brightness. On the back here there's a button which is both momentary on and full on, momentary on, and then for the full on positions, and I'll show you this in a little bit, you just click it and release it. The tail cap here, if I could change one thing with the tail cap, it would be nice if there were some hash marks so that you knew which position it was in before you turn the light on. It's not a huge deal because there's only 4 and you can rotate it just to feel where it is. But some hashtags so you knew which position it was in would be a nice change there. There's a cigar ring right here such that if you want to use this in a tactical role, you can put it here, actuate it that way. Also, if you want to do a Harry's technique with it with your gun, you could do it that way. Pocket clip here. Pocket clip is removable. Let's show you the tail cap here while we're back here. Tail cap comes off, and that reveals a spring here and down to the battery compartment. Single 18650, and oh, did I mention ThruNite includes an 18650 battery with it. I would recommend, you know, I've got some 18650 rechargeables just because I feel bad going through my lights all the time. So I would pick up some of those, but nice that they include that with it. Thank you, ThruNite. Here's where this adapter tube comes in. If you wanted to use some CR123s, you put that down in there, and then you can put the CR123s in to match the size of that. Otherwise, back here, you can remove this ring here, which then allows you to remove the pocket clip if you so choose. Put it back together. All right, moving forward here, pocket clip. This, you know, this would be a decently, I mean, it's not a small light. It would be kind of a large light to throw in your pocket, but the pocket clip's there if you want to use it for that. If you had some bigger pants, some bigger pockets, you could use it in that realm. Moving down to the head, decent sized heat sink. Limited edition. This uses the Cree XML-U2 emitter there On the other side, the serial number, and then the head. Now, some interesting stuff with the head. So it comes with this crenellated bezel, smooth reflector, and there's the emitter in there. Now, how about this? The bezel comes off, and you can take this diffuser that comes with it, screw it on there, and then you can have a light with the diffuser on it. Nice that they include that. You can get the diffuser in several other colors, red, green, blue, and yellow, if you're so inclined. But that's fantastic that they include that. Of course, if you so choose, you could just have no bezel. Otherwise, just throw that bezel back on there and you're good to go with that. Now, the user interface is one of the places where this light really, well, no pun intended, where it really shines. And that's because it's so customizable. One of the things with this light, like I mentioned before, is that you need to read the instructions because the light has a lockout feature and it comes locked out. And if you don't realize that, you might think that they gave you a lock that didn't work. The way you get to that feature, the lockout, is a triple click. It'll double flash and the light is now locked out, won't come on. To get out of it, triple click, you double flash and it'll come on to whatever setting you have it on. So note that. Pretty easy to get into and out of if you don't want to, if you're concerned about, accidentally turning it on somewhere. And then onto the different modes. The tail cap, like I said, has 4 different positions, 1, 2, 3, 4, pretty easy to turn. The most counterclockwise or loosened, if you're doing tight loosen, is a full-on 1000 lumen momentary on beam. Momentary on. Which is nice if you want to use this in a tactical setting. Again, there's a cigar ring if you want to hold it that way. If you want to do a Harry's technique, you can hold it that way. But the momentary on is nice in that type of realm. The other 3 positions are then programmable. And I have them low, medium, and high. Low, medium, and high. But you need to put them to whatever you want. Anywhere from 0.4 lumens up to 1000 lumens. And then a slow strobe and a fast strobe. Now the way you change the settings, if the light's on, you move the tail cap to the next position and then click the button and it will change. It won't change otherwise. Just by moving the tail cap, you have to change it and then click it and it will go to the next setting. Alternatively, if it's off, you can just move it to whatever setting you want and it will come on at that setting. The settings are customizable, like I mentioned, and the way you do that is you just hold the tail cap down, it'll come on and it'll either ramp up or down. In this case, it ramped down. When it gets to the bottom, it'll double flash to signal that it's either at the bottom or at the top. To ramp up, and it'll alternate whether it ramps up or down. So here we're going to ramp up to 1000. And it'll double flash. And if you keep holding it, it will go into the slow strobe and then into the fast strobe. And then you can just release it on whichever the setting, either anywhere in the realm of low to bright or either the strobes. And then when you turn it back on, it'll come onto that setting. To change it, again, you hold it, it'll ramp down, back down to the lowest mode there. So again, very easy to customize for whatever settings you need. And I absolutely love it. I love it that there's a momentary on, full 1000 lumens, and then I love it that you can have 0.4 lumens, which if you've never used 0.4 lumens or something that dim, when your eyes are adjusted in the dark, 0.4 lumens is plenty bright, almost too bright in some situations. So it's actually a really useful brightness, and then obviously up to the 1000. So let's go ahead and take this outside and we'll have a look at some beam shots. Let's have a look at the light outside here. Forgive a little bit of wind noise that there's probably going to be. I'm going to use this light just at the 1000 lumens since everyone else's settings are going to vary for the 3 outputs. So just to give you an idea of the maximum output, starting here first with the diffuser. And the diffuser creates a nice, well, diffuse beam, as it were. Just to pan around here. Kind of lights up a nice, fairly close general area. Be great inside a tent, especially on some of the lower outputs. Not too much out in the distance, but nice. Let's have a look here, 1000 lumens without the diffuser. You can see up close, this beam is a lot more floody. It's not a big thrower. Up close here, 20 feet, 40 feet, reflective sign. That clump there is, I'd say, probably 30 yards. And then much past that, I'm not getting a lot of stuff really lit up. That clump of trees back there, that's probably 90, 100 yards. I'm lighting up a little bit. But it's not, this beam, like I said, it's a more diffuse beam pattern. It's not a big thrower, but still plenty bright. So otherwise, absolutely love this light. 1000 lumens, not too big of a light. I mean, I've been carrying around in my pocket while I've been out here, and it's actually surprisingly, I mean, I wouldn't want to everyday carry it, but it's surprisingly not bad for its size. So you could take it, you know, good camping light, just a great light from ThruNite. So check out the ThruNite Lynx.